Flip it over. February. Yeah. Wait, I forgot one. Hey guys, it's Ayla. Welcome to another video. So today I'm going through my February books I've read, and there's a couple not in this pile. But February was a lot of romance books, obviously, because it's February. So also, before I get into this, just a heads up, I do have a reading Instagram that I share with my cousin. It's at AA Bookshelf if you want to go follow us. I review books after I'm finished reading them, and we have fun little reels. So yeah, just go pop in there, say hi, follow if you want. Anyways, so let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to be spoiling anything, so just right off the bat, there's no spoilers. And I'm not very good at this, so let's go. First book I read, I actually started in January, like one of the last days of January, but I finished it on February 1st, and that's One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. This is the sequel to One of Us Is Lying, and I was nervous because I loved One of Us Is Lying, and I wanted to get more of Bronwyn and Nate's relationship in this, and I was like kind of sad because this wasn't from their perspectives, but they're still, the old characters like the Bayview Four are still in this book. It's just not from their perspective, and it's more about like Addie and Bronwyn's sister, what's her name? Maeve. And it's actually like what happens in here is really interesting, and it's still like very different from the first book, but also like similar. So it was, I gave this I think a 4 stars. 4 stars? Just because I love it. I just don't like love it. Like I really like this book. I just didn't give it a 5 stars because I don't like, I do think about it. Maybe I'll change it. I just really like, it was a really good book. I didn't feel like I wasted my time reading this. And we still get to see a little bit of, oh my gosh. It's from the perspective of Knox, Phoebe, and Maeve. And so it's like, we get to see the old characters, but also new ones. And more of the like background characters from the last book. Like a year after Sam's death or something. A new thing gets started up, and it's like basically someone's doing like a truth or dare to the whole school, but it kind of turns deadly and dangerous, and there's new mysteries to be uncovered, and Maeve has some stuff going on with her health issues. And was that like a boy? And look at this, it's blue. Alright, I'm gonna put the books I talked about right here. Okay. The next book, which was getting me kind of into the February feel, was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I've read Christina Lauren's books before, and I was pleasantly surprised again. I mean, I wasn't surprised, I knew I was gonna love it, but I gave this 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. And basically, Olive is like a twin, and she was just described as like very unlucky, whereas her twin sister is like super lucky, always wins giveaways, and just is really fortunate. And everyone at the wedding gets food poisoning, and now Olive has to go on the honeymoon that her sister won. So it's like all expenses paid, but she has to go with her enemy, Ethan? Yeah, Ethan, and I thought that was interesting because my boyfriend's name is Ethan. This is an enemies to lovers, fake dating, actually fake married trope, and it was very interesting because it was like forced proximity as well. I enjoyed it a lot. There was scenes you had to skip in this, I believe. Yeah, there was stuff you had to skip. I don't remember what chapters they were. But yeah, this was really good, and the cover is so, like, look how pretty that is. The like, it's like watercolor. I got this used on Amazon. A lot of my books are used on Amazon, so it has like a library stamp, and like it's all like damaged, but I got it for like a couple bucks, so I'm not complaining. I was still like transitioning from my normal reading to romance books, so I finished The Wife Between Us, which I started reading a long time ago. I just never finished it. This I just picked up at a library in like January, and I started reading it, and I started reading other books, and I never went back to this, and I finally finished it. And it was actually really good. I think I gave it like 4 stars. What did I give it? Yeah, 4 stars. This is by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pockenon. Sorry if I said that wrong. So I'm just going to read the synopsis from here because this does a better job than I could. So it says, when you read this book, you will make many assumptions. You will assume you are reading about a jealous ex-wife. You will assume she is obsessed with her replacement, a beautiful younger woman who is about to marry the man they both love. You will assume you know the anatomy of this tangled love triangle. Dang it, I should have used this in a video I made. Assume nothing. Twisted and deliciously chilling, Rita Hendricks and Sarah Pacanon's The Wife Between Us exposes the secret complexities of an enviable marriage and the dangerous truths we ignore in the name of love. Read between the lies. I thought that was clever. But I'm gonna have to reread this because the plot twist, I was like, when they said, you'll think this and you'll think that, yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I was not expecting what it was. So I was pleasantly surprised. I just picked this up. I hadn't heard of the author before or like of the book. I just was like, oh, that looks interesting. So I was pleasantly surprised by this. Next book, The Love Hypothesis. Now this, y'all, everyone and their mother has heard of this book, and I was set that I was going to hate it. I don't like the cover art. I think it's cute. It's just like weird to me. Like, I don't want to read this in public, even though everyone kind of knows, but like, you know, I don't know. I just felt like I felt kind of weird like reading this at school. And also like, that is not how I imagine Adam, because he just looks very boyish here and like not how I imagine him. But y'all, Adam and Olive. This book was so good. I think I definitely give it 5 stars. I love this for many reasons. It talks about the struggles of women in STEM and just the life of like a grad student in PhD stuff. And the author herself is a woman in STEM. She has like something neuroscience? No, I don't remember what it was. Something really cool though. And you know, this is very much like enemies to lovers, fake dating, grumpy and sunshine, and like alpha male, like as in like he's like, you know, touch her and I'll kill you, like very protective. And just this book was so good. I just love how much he cares for her, and like he like the chocolate granola bar. At first I didn't realize, and then when I realized, I was like, he doesn't need chocolate. Basically this girl Olive kisses, this isn't a spoiler because it happened, it's literally the first line. She kisses a professor and to like convince her friend that she was on a date, so she just kissed the first person she saw, which happened to be a professor who was very like really young. And then she just like fake date him to like convince her best friend that she's dating someone and has moved on from her ex so that her best friend can date her ex. So now she's like fake dating her professor, and he's like a very mean guy. He's like known for being a jerk, and so it's like, ooh, and then by the end obviously they are in love, and it's so good. So good. The Offlimits Rule by Sarah Adams. Y'all, Sarah Adams is, I've literally only read 1 book of hers. I ordered 2 more and I'm gonna order the other 2. But this book, Cooper is freaking perfect. Just like Ethan, my Ethan. I was talking to my cousin because my cousin has read all of Sarah's books, and she said that like every man she writes is just perfect. And like, man, this is like best friend's brother. Is it fake dating? I don't remember. No, it's like forbidden, like they can't date. Because it's her best friend's brother. And so he's like very much like a player, and she's like a single mom, just got out of a relationship. And just the way he like cares for her and like doesn't care about her hairy legs or like her mom body or like whatever. He's just so sweet, and their little like banter is fun, and it's like forbidden love. Basically, this book is so freaking good, and at the end it leads into a sequel, which I'm so excited to read. It's gonna be the next book I read. But this is a closed door romance, so there's nothing you have to skip, and there's not a lot of language, so this is like, but it's still really, really good. Like, I don't think a book needs to be spicy to like be a really good romance book. I prefer closed door romances. So this is very good, and I'm excited to read her other books. So 5 stars for sure. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. If you want to cry, read this freaking book, because it is a romance book, but it's childhood lovers, no, whoa, childhood friends to lovers book, and just everything that happened to the main character throughout her life. I finished this book on Valentine's Day, and me and Ethan were sitting on the couch, and he was talking about some video game. He was like, "Ayla, this video game's so sad," and then he looks over to me, and I'm freaking bawling because I'm reading this book, and just like, their story is just like this girl, what's her name? Macy, runs into her childhood best friend after not talking to him for like 11 years. And we don't know why they haven't talked in 11 years, but obviously like it skips back to like then and now and then and now, but it's very like seamless. And so we get to see like them when they were kids, and then like what's going on now after they've run into each other again. And I was just surprised by a lot of things, like the way, like, because she's engaged to some man and they're not really in love, they just want to be stable and be adults. And like the way he just handled everything that happened, I was just like surprised by. And I was like, I genuinely did not know what was gonna happen at the end of this book. I was like, are they gonna get back together? Are they gonna like remain friends? Are they gonna go separate ways again? Like, what's gonna happen? And I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but this book will make you cry, but it's also really, really good. And they have this thing, that's why it's called Love in Other Words. When they were growing up, they were like both just like, they didn't live in the same area. They like, her dad, like after her mom died, her dad bought a house, like a vacation house, because her mom left this like big list of rules, and one of them was like, if Macy's ever stressed and crying because of schoolwork, like take her on vacation. So they got this vacation house that was like a couple hours away, so they would go there every weekend so that her and Eli, is that his name? Eli? So that her and Elliot could hang out, and they would like vacation there all the time. So they grew up as like best friends, but they also like only saw each other on the weekends or like vacations, you know. But they would always be like, oh, what's your favorite word? And they would like exchange favorite words, because they just like had this library and they both love books. And so they're like best friends, but also they're like not in each other's lives all the time. And so there's this weird like, and we see them grow up together and like just how close and honest they are with each other. This book was so good. 5 stars. I give a lot of books 5 stars. Apparently a lot of romance books are just 5 stars. I'll probably like at the end of the year, when I do my end of the year recap, ratings will change. But the next book I read was The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I didn't think I was gonna like this book at first because I just couldn't get into it, but once I did, it was really good. But yeah, enemies to lovers, fake dating trope. Shay and Dominic work together in Seattle, which is kind of cool. And they like work at this like radio station, and they end up doing this radio station / podcast together called The X Talk, and they weren't actually exes, they're like enemies, but they have this fun banter. So they do it and it starts getting a lot of traction, and things start crumbling and they start falling for each other. Yeah, this was really good. Did I give it 5 stars? I think I gave it 4. And like, I don't know, Shay's relationship with her dad made me so sad. And this also deals with grief, I think, because like her dad passed away, and they like loved radio together, and her mom gets remarried and she's like 30, but it's obviously like still hard for her, so it kind of deals with grief too. And it you know, love. What? I'm so bad at reviewing books. 4 stars. This was a good book. I think there was stuff you had to skip. I'm pretty sure there's stuff you had to skip in here too. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Okay, first of all, look how cute this is. It has like The Notebook, Dirty Dancing, and like other like romance movies, which totally fits when you read about it, because Liz and her mom watched romance movies all the time growing up, and then her mom passed away, but she like still watches them all the time. And basically this book with Liz and Wes is a childhood frenemies to lovers, and they're also like kind of fake dating in a sense, but not really. No, not really, but this girl, her like childhood love is coming home, and he's like, she wants to like get him, and he's like chill with her, but he just sees her as like his little sister, you know, because they grew up together. He's like little Liz. And so she needs her enemy Wes, her next door neighbor enemy Wes, who they're also like childhood friends, but like childhood frenemies. She needs like, they make this agreement that he'll help her get Michael, and if he does, he like gets the spot, because they have this like fight over the spot, which is just so cute. But basically like the way he like takes care of her, and he's so responsible. Like, it always talks about his driving and how safe he was with her in the car, and how he like wouldn't drink at the party, and like it's just very surprising to see this character who we thought was like a rebel and a jerk, and he really just like cared very deeply. But you know, will she get Michael? You know, it's really good. And like, he has at the party when she gets the beer on her shirt, it's so good. I give this 5 stars. It's a closed door romance. There's like, I don't think there's anything you had to skip. And it was very clean and good. And I love Liz and Wes so much. And Wes drives a Bronco. So my cousin loves this book because he drives a Bronco. But no, Wes is awesome. I love this book. I'm so bad at reviewing books. Maybe I'll get better. The only way to get better is to do it. So The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. What? Lynn Painter. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Apparently it's a movie now. Kind of cool. This is enemies to lovers. They work together and they like share an office and they like hate each other, and they have all these like games that they have, like staring game and all these different things, and then they are like up for the same promotion, and so this becomes like another game, like who's gonna be the other person's boss. And she's like, if he becomes my boss, I need to quit. And they have like the interview coming up, but this is like guy falls first, protective guy. I love this book. There was stuff you had to skip. I don't know, their banter was just so fun, and like the tension between them, and like the way he like oh my gosh, his shirts, he has like shirts that he wears like every day, and it's like a sequence, and then like when you learn the meaning behind some of the stuff that happens, it's just like so sweet. Like he cares for her so much. Sorry, that's a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. All these romances, you know, they get together, but or will they? But yeah, this was really good. I love the like tension between them and the like just everything that happens. This book was so good. We're almost done. Oh, I skipped one. Oh my gosh. In between Love in Other Words and The Ex Talk, I read We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and I'm not gonna lie, I was so disappointed by this book. It went by really fast. Like when I think about it, it feels like an episode of a TV show. Like that's how quick it was. I don't know, it's a quick read, and it focuses much more on the plot rather than the characters, so I don't like remember a lot. Like I feel like I don't even know the characters that well, and so many people are introduced to you at once, and it's just like, what is going on? But it's basically about this like pretentious rich family who live on an island, and like, I don't know, it's like from the main perspective of this girl who's like one of the liars, or like one of the cousins, and she like has this injury that she's like still suffering effects from, and she like finally gets to like be with her cousins again, and also like her childhood crush, and I don't even know. It all went by so fast, and I just was like, at the end I was like, oh, that's it. Like I felt like I watched an episode of a TV show and I learned nothing, and I didn't get to know the characters. I don't know, I don't think it's a bad book, I just didn't like it. Like it was a quick read, so if you want a quick read to get you out of reading slump, maybe read that. But yeah, and like it was interesting, like though, I don't know, the writing style was very interesting, and I think it was really good. It's not what I'm used to. I didn't even own the book, I just borrowed it from my friend. The cover's pretty. At first I gave it a 4, but I was like, no, it's really a 3. Like I don't think about it, and when I do, I'm like, eh. I'm like not mad I read it. I don't hate the book. I'm just like, oh, I read it. I wouldn't read it again probably. Maybe I will. See if I like it better. But anyways, I wasn't, oh, sorry. I was not that loud, and I know people love it, but I was just like, oh. But anyways, Perfect Little Flaws by Jennifer Ann Shore. This is also a really quick read, but I feel like I know the characters so well, and it was like, I wish there was more. That's why it's 4. I give it 4 stars instead of 5, just because it was like, it wasn't like astonishing, but it was really good, and I wish there was more. But basically this girl, what's her name? I freaking forgot her name. I think it's Marin, which is like my cousin's name. Marin, her like brother died, and he like had all these school records for soccer, and she's like a photographer, but her parents haven't moved on from her brother's death, and they like don't accept her like art style, and so she kind of just like, it kind of sucks, like home life isn't so great, but she just is like chill with her best friend, who is, what's his name? I forgot his name. Anyways, then Vince Novak moves to the school, who's like a really good soccer player also, and is like threatening like she's known about him, but she's never met him, and so she's like the only person at school that like hates him, and everyone else is like gawking over him like he's a celebrity. So then that obviously like gets his attention, and so we see like their relationship progress, and like her relationship with her parents is like, yikes. And there's just stuff that happens throughout the book that I was like, what? And then I was like, what? And this is kind of a spoiler maybe if you haven't read it, so skip a couple seconds. Like her art teacher, I knew it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. And then when the lady, the artist lady was like, screw him, I was like, yeah. I wish there was more. I'm gonna pick up more of Jennifer Ann Shore's books. And the book makes, like, the title makes so much sense because she's a photographer and she loves the, like, little flaws and things. And also, like, the camera because it's, like, her thing. And then the sprinkles because of the ice cream on the back and the soccer. Like, the cover's just cute. And also, this book is, like, not well known at all, I don't think. So it's kind of like a hidden gem. I'm gonna pick up other books from this author because it was a really cute romance. There was no spice. And yeah, it was just a good read. Like, it's just a good read. It's quick. I read it in, like, a day. And I loved it, and it couldn't get you out of a reading slump because it's an easy read. The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. First of all, I love the color of this cover. I wish this was my book, but it's not. I'm not finished yet. I have this much left, so I'll finish it today. I was planning on finishing it before this video, but I had stuff to do. Basically, this is like an enemies to lovers fake dating. The way, like, guy falls first so freaking hard, and I love the, like, the relationship with, like, her whole family in Spain, and they're all, like, all the characters are really fun and we get to really know them. And just, like, the progression, because this guy was such a freaking jerk. This is like Grumpy Sunshine. The guy was such a jerk, but he's, like, seriously so caring and protective, and I just love it so much. Yeah, there's a little bit left, so I haven't finished it, but I definitely will probably be giving this 5 stars, and if not, it'll be like 4 stars. But yeah, this is just a good book, y'all. So if you want someone to read that's like protective guy, he falls first, enemies to lovers, fake dating, this is good. This is good. So I finished The Spanish Love Deception, and I said I showed you how much I had left. And, like, really after that part, it kind of just went downhill for me. I had to skip, like, a chapter and a half, or, like, 2 chapters, I think. It was just, like, all spice, and it was, like, just weird. And I was like, skip, 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 skip. And then just after that, I just started to not like the characters because they just talked to each other really weird. And, like, they were just kind of annoying to me. And then I kind of started to get back into the story, and then I kind of started to get back out, and then I was, like, going back and forth. But I loved everything up till then. But after the spice, after, like, I had to skip, I had to skip, like, 2 chapters, or, like, a chapter and a half. And I was like, how, there's not even a lot left of the book, like, and, like, at the end when they, like, she has her, sorry, I'm just, like, picking my eyes. When, like, the whole, like, confession in the waiting room, that whole thing, like, or whatever, I don't know, it was just kind of, like, it was cute. But it was also kind of really dramatic and cringy to me. But it was, like, cute. So I just kept getting back and, like, in and out of the story at the end. It was good. Like, the book was good. I just didn't like the last portion of it. Sue me, 4 stars. Sorry this video was rushed. But that wraps up my February reads. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and comment. And just, like, let me know if you've read any of these books. Comment some suggestions. I love, like, thriller, mystery, romance, and horror. I know it does. Looks like I just read romance, but that's because it was February. But I'll probably read. I've realized I really like romance, so like fun, like YA romance, not like, you know. But yeah. Let me know if you read any of these books. And sorry this was so bad. I'll do my research and be better next time. And also don't forget to follow @AA Bookshelf on Instagram. Okay, love you. Bye.